What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to do a video on some of the different strategies you can take either as a reseller or a collector based on current market conditions. I don't think any other YouTube channel that deals with precious metals or numismatics is talking about things like this. And I think the main reason is many of the coin shop dealers or other like resellers that use auctions and whatnot, they're kind of like stuck in this rut where it's like they're just churning the same thing over and over and over again, which is fine. But what I want to discuss today is just some of the different strategies that I've personally gone through that have worked for me. Again, this is my personal experience, and it's just a different outlook on how you can get into collecting coins at a low, all different types of budgets, different types of things you can collect and resell. So I wanted to start the video with some of the common stuff. So one of the strategies that I take every now and then, and again, I typically only do this when junk silver is pretty cheap. So I picked up a roll. I think it's the lowest price so far of the year, and I did a video on it already. But I picked up a random roll from SD Bullion of junk silver quarters. Now, when I purchased it, I could have got dimes. So SD Bullion at the time, it was like $176 for $10 face value of silver. So I was really pleased when I got the silver quarters. Again, they were wrapped in an SD Bullion wrapper. I did an unboxing, or I guess a show off of what I got. And basically, since I've made that video, I've definitely sold off some of the nicer stuff. When I mean nicer, like just like kind of album filler things. So if you want to learn about a specific coin, not so much Roosevelt dimes because they're all kind of the same, but let's say quarters themselves, because they span from 1932 to 1964 as far as the silver ones. There are definitely some unique dates or harder to find dates or mint marks and things like that. So again, I purchased this roll for $176. I think I've sold so far about 10 quarters individually for way more than I had in, well, I shouldn't say way more, but I have about $4.42 per quarter because I got them so cheap. I think now they're going for about $190, just under $190. But that is a way that you can get into the hobby and not, I guess, really lose money, because worst case scenario, if you get a full roll and there's no key dates or there's no brilliant, uncirculated quarters inside, well, worst case is you lose some money on the premium, but you're always going to be able to go to a coin shop and get your silver value back out of the coins. At least at spot, or maybe a coin shop's paying a little bit less than spot. But again, it's all about buying it at the right price. So that's one particular strategy you can take. You can learn from it, and you can't really lose. So there's not like a huge gamble. So it's kind of like buying, well, I shouldn't say buying. It's kind of like parking $500 at the bank and saying, hey, give me a big box of quarters. So your face value is $500 in quarters. You will spend the time to search all 500 or however many quarters comes in a box. I don't have that off the top of my head, probably thousands, for silver. But then if it takes you like an hour or 2 hours and you only find one silver quarter, or you don't find anything nice, you've kind of wasted your time. But it is a way of, getting into coin collecting. So that by far is probably the least expensive way of getting into coin collecting with the least amount of risk. And I think it's a great way, but I would probably buy the quarters if you can, or halves. So some of the larger bullion companies are also selling halves, like Walker's, Benjamin Franklin's, which are these guys here, and Kennedy's. You're kind of not, you probably could set aside some 1964 Kennedys that are really, really good looking and get, more than $9 for them, maybe $10, $12, depending on the quality. But again, it's going to be kind of boring because they're all going to be 1964s. So I think quarters offers the biggest variety of what to search for. And then I would say next would probably be walking Liberty halves, and then Benjamin Franklin halves. Although many of the Benjamin Franklin uncirculated halves, they're all kind of the same. So they're kind of boring to search unless you're looking for varieties like Bugs Bunny, things like that. So anyways, you can go down a constant rabbit hole with junk, but I think junk silver is the least risky. The second least risky venture, I would say, is purchasing graded Morgan silver dollars below market value. So I like to do constant searches on eBay. I typically do better when either a coin shop completely like took advantage of somebody that went into the coin shop, or a jewelry store, like maybe someone brought something like this in, and maybe the jewelry store probably gave them what, $35 or $40 for something like this. So then they resell it on eBay for $50, and then something like this I'll pick up and then I'll try and resell for more of its market value, like $65, $70. So if you can find graded Morgan silver dollars, especially these older ones, they are a little bit more attractive, and there are a lot of resellers or jewelry shops, pawn shops, maybe that have this kind of stuff in their inventory, and they don't care that it's an older label. So you can pick up graded Morgan silver dollars. You can't really lose as long as you get them at the right price. So if you get them below market value. So before just like blindly buying something, look at the comparable sales, what is recently sold. But if you can get a graded mint state, even like NGC, if you can get one of these for around $50, $55 and it's a mint state 63, you're going to do okay, even if you resell it later on for $75. So it's a cool way of getting into the hobby. I would say at a lower risk. Or you could play the game of trying to buy raw Morgan silver dollars. But again, if you can get something like this for, like I said, around under $65, $60, you're really not going to lose, because it's even hard to find raw 1881, common date Morgan silver dollars at that price point. This one right here, I was happy to pick up. So this is another strategy in the hobby, besides, just picking up regular graded stuff, is to really pay attention to the coin inside the holder. So this coin normally would retail for about $100, but I think based on what I've seen out there, first of all, it's an OGH, so it's original green holder. It has excellent eye appeal on both sides, a little bit of gold toning, but you've got that frostiness. You definitely got that mirror in the fields. So it's just a really, really nice looking coin. So something like this, although I'm not a CAC authorized dealer, something like this, if you find a local coin dealer near you that is willing to submit this coin to CAC to get the green sticker here on this actual slab, this is a way to basically increase the coin's value about 30-40%. So first of all, I got a really good deal on this coin. I think it's really, really a great looking coin. So what I'm asking for it right now, I think is like $125, but it leaves room for the future buyer if they want to get a CAC sticker on it and possibly have, a coin with a CAC sticker on it worth about $185, $195, maybe $200, just because of the look of the coin and the fact that it's an older holder. So that's another strategy you guys can take when you're out there, looking for deals either on eBay or just adding it to your collection. The next one is pretty easy, straightforward. So I like to pay attention to Silver Eagles. They're very easy to resell. People are always looking for key dates. So I'll always be on the lookout for key dates. So the 1996 is the key date of the uncirculated series, and 1986 is the first year. So I'll always look for these. Typically, I'll find resellers on eBay that don't necessarily specialize in coins. They might just have a few in their collection. So a lot of people have these in their homes where they don't really know what the value is. So they'll list them on eBay for like, $40, and they're worth picking up, because I've resold, I think, already 5 of these for around $60 for the nicer ones. And then if I find one that has like details, meaning there's like marks and stuff on the coin, that's still worth something of value to somebody. So I'll typically sell these for around $50, so $10 less than the Gem BU. And then The 96s, I've sold a few of those. This one's kind of unique because it looks like a proof. So I think that's like an early die stage. So I'm asking a little bit more for this one because I've never really seen a frosty 96 uncirculated. See how the fields, it's a little bizarre. So again, sometimes it's all about eye appeal. And when you're buying the 96s, just beware of milk spots. So you want to stay away from milk spots as much as you can unless you can get them at a very affordable price. And very affordable, like for a 96, is probably like around 40 bucks. If you brought a 96 or an 86 into your coin shop, they're not going to give you much more than what they would give for a normal Eagle. I've had that experience already numerous times. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. But then like when I wanted an 86, they were charging me like 50 bucks at the time, or 55 when the hobby was pretty hot. So that was a little discouraging. So don't buy these to take to another coin shop and think you're going to get, a bunch of profit. You definitely have to spend the time. It's all about eye appeal, but it's pretty safe to pick up key dates at cheap prices. So if it's a 96, if you can find them for like 40 bucks or whatever, you'll be good. If it's an 86, again, if you can get those for around 40 as well, that's a good price point to get in where you kind of won't lose as long as like the coin's not completely destroyed or ugly. Keeping with the American Silver Eagle theme, you can also get into toned Silver Eagles. These are very popular. Now this is more getting into like the art of the hobby. So this is definitely pulling away from bullion, although we're using a beautiful bullion coin design. And you can typically tell when a coin is like artificially toned. It looks like it's like like someone dipped it in like an Easter egg type coloring. Plus when you get the coin and you're touching it, if the toning's coming off, it's definitely been like just completely fakely toned. So I picked up this one. I think I'm asking around 100 bucks. I forgot what I'm asking for it, but I like this coin. I think it's like a real toned coin. So it's one of those where it was like in someone's album or however they had them stored, and it just develops like this natural toning around. And you kind of see too, it's very hard to artificially tone just one side of a coin. You'd have to like dip it perfectly in whatever type of solution or burn it, however the heck they do it. So I think this one is very authentic, and basically someone that collects toned American Silver Eagles would be happy like if that bullseye toning. But you have to like kind of have the toning all the way around it. It has to like look nice. It can't be like ugly. So this is cool. It's got the rainbow bullseye tone. I've shown my personal coins that I also have listed on eBay that I've got, professionally graded. And again, I took these into coin shops to get their opinion, and they're like, yeah, that looks artificially toned, and it turns out they weren't. Here's a really cool, like monster toned 96. I'm surprised this one hasn't sold. I've got this only for like, I think it's like $2.25 right now in my shop. And then I found this bad boy. I'm probably going to drop the price again on it, but it's going to sell eventually. Again, this is not a fast game, but this thing is amazing. It's the most amazing tone coin I've ever owned. So I had it for like $350. I think I dropped to $325. I'm going to drop it again to like $305 to see if I can get some bites on it. But this is like you can look your entire life and you won't find something like this. And it's like straight up legit. I don't want to like touch it with my fingers, but the other side is completely BU. Like there's no toning on it whatsoever, because whoever had this coin literally had it sitting either like this or like this, and it's just really cool. And it's not that like old of toning, so it's pretty neat. Getting back to the Morgans, when you're shopping for raw Morgan silver dollars, you can find some beauties like these, usually in your coin shop or, from other resellers on eBay. And I know it's tough when you're buying stuff on eBay. Some people take horrible, horrible photos. Like I strongly believe most of the resellers in the hobby, they're older gentlemen or ladies, and they can't see. Like they're literally blind, like with, they can't see close up. So when they take a picture of something, whether they have their glasses on or off, they're not like really paying attention to if the picture is in focus. So you can find stuff like this, but it's really hard to tell like how good the coin is, or if it has a scratch or something like that on it. So this particular coin is beautiful because it's frosty, and it definitely has, I believe, mirror-like devices or the fields themselves. I'm pretty sure it's close to proof-like, which again, it's kind of hard to get that official designation when you send in to get graded. But this coin here I've got listed for 125. I think it has a lot of potential upside for the future buyer, meaning if they get this graded, and let's say they got a mint state 65, bam, they've doubled their money. Or if they get a mint state 64 with proof-like fields designation, bam, they got a $275 official graded coin. So something like this is nice to be able to offer to the public, but I'm not going to like do it for super cheap. Like I'm probably, I wouldn't drop this below $100 because it's definitely worth over 100 all day long. And it's a little bit nicer than the other 79S I have in my store that I do have listed at 100. So that's the raw Morgan Silver Dollar game. Other things you can get into. So if you specialize, like, I'm located in the suburbs of Chicagoland, so obviously Michael Jordan's a big thing. So sometimes you can find sports figures on actual silver coins, and you can get these at a pretty low premium. So something like this is a Michael Jordan from 1994. Yes, he played for the Birmingham Barons, which a lot of people forget. When Michael Jordan's dad passed, he went into baseball, and he played a pretty long season. I think it was like 127 games or something for this minor league team. And obviously they wanted to capitalize because his name was already big back then. So they made like 15,000 of these coins. So these coins do exist that are out there. Most of them are trashed because honestly, in 94, I would have been a teenager or maybe a 10-year-old would have got this coin, and they weren't keeping it in plastic. And a lot of these actually came in these very highly plasticized holders. So a lot of the plastics, whether if it was, in a room that got really hot, the plastic like literally would melt onto the coin, making it really, really tough. Or they got like all scratched. So when you find nice ones like these, either at a local coin shop, so let's say you're at a coin shop and you see this Michael Jordan coin in there and they're asking like $30, pick it up. Absolutely pick it up. I usually resell these for around $75, the nicer ones. And I actually have 2 more of these coming in. So again, that's if you want to search for something that's a little bit strange, but obviously has one of the most iconic sports players in all of basketball, or I think in all of sports, period. Other things to look for too is if you can get deals like I got this. This was part of the SD Bullion deal, so I got that with the junk silver, and they were offering a silver Britannia at spot. So when you can get new government minted coins at spot from like an SD Bullion or a Monument Metals or wherever the heck or APMEX even, pick them up and use them as order adage to get your total order over $200. That way you get free shipping. So I got this roll of quarters and this silver Britannia, and my total was $199, and I got free shipping. So that was awesome. So basically, after selling off the quarters, I would basically have this piece of bullion for free, and then some, even with my time and stuff added into it. So anytime you can find bullion at spot, grab it. Don't even think about it, just grab it. And again, for the big, large bullion dealers, you can use that as an add-on to get your order over $200. Other thing too that I have listed, I'm probably going to drop the price on this again. If you can find key dates, so 1928 is the key date of the Peace Dollar series, but if you can find key dates that are absolutely in beautiful condition and you can get them under $300, these are well worth it, because there's a lot of potential that this coin can be purchased by another buyer, sent in to get graded, and they can easily double, triple up their money, quadruple up their money. I'm torn. Like, I probably want to submit this and get graded, and man, if I got a mint state 63 or something, what would that be, like $1,000 coin all day long? And and if I sent it with this and got this professionally graded, that would authenticate the toning on it. That would easily be like a $500 coin just because of how beautiful it is. But it's really tough to do that with PCGS because you literally have to spend like $250 to get another platinum membership, which gets you like 10 coin submissions. So it's kind of like $25 a pop. So anyways, if I don't sell that soon, I probably will renew my PCGS submission, but I need to have some other like beautiful coins to submit with it. So, I'd probably submit like something like this and that and so forth. Other things to look for right now too is a lot of people are dumping Silver Eagles. So whether that be burnished or proof Silver Eagles, and they're dumping them at really cheap prices because they're probably going to their local coin shop, and a local coin shop's like, yeah, I'll give you like, so like this burnished one here, you'd probably get like $30 from a local coin shop. So a lot of people are dumping these on eBay. You have to jump on them really quick. So I think I picked this one up for $35 with free shipping, and it's a complete, fully burnished Silver Eagle. So it's not uncirculated. It was a special release from the U.S. Mint, and I'm asking, I think, $55 for this all day long. So I'm making an easy, $20, and the coin is perfect. It's got, when you're buying this stuff too, make sure it's got the complete box and the certificate of authenticity. If you don't have a certificate of authenticity, expect to get $5 to $10 less for a set, because they're hard to find, and there's actually like resellers on eBay that are selling just these certificates for sometimes like $5 or whatever. The same goes for the proofs. So the proof, I picked this one up at an affordable price. It's absolutely beautiful, drop dead gorgeous. There's nothing wrong with it. And actually, I already have this sold for $75. So if you can find proof Silver Eagles from a coin shop or from a private collection or from eBay, and you can get them for around $50, even if you sell this for $75 on eBay, you'll make a small profit. It's a super easy sale, and people are always looking for these. But just make sure it's in good condition. The capsule's not scratched. It's complete with the certificate, and it's a great looking coin. So I've got 2 of these left up here. Again, I think I paid around $55 for these. This one is complete with the certificate, and then I found this one. It's not as nice, but I think I'm listing this one pretty cheap. And then you can always get graded ones too. So if you can find a graded one for like $55, this easily is an $85 coin because it's been graded, even though it's not a perfect stripe. It's not a perfect graded, but a 69 is still good enough. So eventually, if you get good enough prices on your stuff, even if you're not in a hurry for money, you can sell them on the retail channels, like through eBay, things like that. And then finally, going into semi-numismatic, I did pick up a bunch of these. I have 4 of these in stock. Again, this is more of a longer play for me. Although I'm still probably asking too much. I'm around $75, but I strongly believe like this is going to be, when the hobby comes back, something like this is going to be like $100 coin, just because of the packaging, how the coin looks, how it's struck. And for all the guys that corrected me before, so Germanium mint is not German, it's from Poland, which is very confusing. And I finally learned that after like being told 20 times and reselling Germanium mint stuff. But this is the last coin of the series. It's just super cool. Very, very cool coin. It's got the certificate and everything. So I quadrupled up on this, but again, this is more of a long play. There might be resellers right now on eBay that are asking around $65 for it if you want to buy it and then do the long play and eventually get $100 for it later on. But I think it'll take about a good year, or maybe later on this year, when people jump back into the hobby, because a lot of times people jump back in when they have some extra money. This will be a definite superstar coin to pick up. And the first year of the series is already like $100 coin all day long, because they only made so many of these, right? So that concludes what, again, I've personally gone through what I've done as far as reselling. This video is a little long, but it's straight from the heart, guys. Like this, I'm not doing this to pump silver. I'm just giving you guys like different ideas on how to get into the hobby or modify the way you collect to a more profitable style. Again, it's all about buying, stuff at cost or as cheap as possible, or just finding absolute banger coins that are in graded holders that I think don't do the grade actual justice. Like this by far is at least a Cameo coin, right? But CAC doesn't really put Cameo or DCAM on it. And this is like super low population, like 19. So if you find stuff like this, pick it up, but only pick it up if it has a smoking looking coin, inside. So I didn't really mention this, but I definitely mentioned these CAC Benjamin Franklin's. I've done well so far with them. So I quadrupled up. I'm like, I already made my money on the first one. So I bought 4 more just to kind of throw out there and get something a little bit different. And again, there's only 19 of these in existence in the world right now. So if you can find lower population stuff, that's definitely the way to go. So again, hopefully this video has helped you guys out. Maybe you learned something. Maybe you're already doing these certain strategies. Just have fun with it. It is real money at the end of the day, but it's only worth it. I think if you actually truly enjoy it. So yes, I get monetarily, I get some money out of this. My views on YouTube, yeah, that's great. I get some money when I make profit on certain things, but really, as long as you truly enjoy the hobby and you like to share it with others, you're not going to lose. And this is a great way of staying in the hobby, like knowing what's going on at all times. But you got to enjoy it. So you really got to be into it. If you jumped out of the hobby for a year and you're getting back in, you got to watch a bunch of my videos and other videos to kind of relearn the hobby, because a lot of things have changed in a year. But again, if you kind of go with some of these strategies, again, if it's junk, if it's Morgan, graded Morgans, if it's burnished, proof, toned, silver eagles, coins with sports figures on it, like Michael Jordan, key date, peace dollars, getting government minted coins, silver coins at spot, getting into numismatic or semi-numismatic coins, at a good deal. This is the time to buy and basically upgrade your collection or get into the hobby. And if you have a lot of like this stuff around and you don't really have a focus, you just like buy whatever, that can be really dangerous, because you can end up overspending for a lot of stuff. And at the end of the day, it's only worth what someone's willing to pay. So always keep that in mind. So as always, guys, I appreciate you guys watching my channel, and hopefully you've learned something from this. I enjoy sharing this content with you guys. I'm going to keep things going, and we'll talk to you in the next one. Bye-bye.